Holy fuck, I'm having a goddamn mental breakdown right now. I'm stressing the fuck out. I just got off the plane. I just flew in from Toronto, got off the plane, ran here, kicked everyone out of my fucking apartment because that's what I got to do. In order for me and you to sit down together, face to face, and just talk things out, I gotta kick these nice people out of my apartment. You know, Devin was working and I had to fucking be like, I'm sorry, dude, I gotta do my podcast. Hey, dude, sorry. The company that you're working on building? Yeah. Would you mind just like putting that on pause for a second so that I can do my podcast? Thanks so much. Oh, and now my fucking camera's running out of battery. Oh man, this might be an audio only episode, guys. I'm really sorry. I think they took they were in. Okay, so I was away this weekend, right? I did my marathon. And I'm sure maybe some of you know that I would assume because I didn't shut the fuck up about it over the past month and a half, 2 months. But did my marathon. I was away in Toronto and Niagara Falls this weekend, and they all went. All my roommates and friends and everyone that I love basically all went down to Palm Springs together without me, and they took the camera that I usually film this with. So now I'm filming on my little vlog camera that I brought along on the marathon with me. I carried it so that I could film it and do like a little vlog, make like a vlog type video about it. I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do. But I brought it. And now I'm forced to film this podcast with that, and it's running out of battery. So I don't know. I called Devin to see. This is why I'm having a mental breakdown. I'm fucking freaking out. I'm freaking out, man. Because I want to be able to put this shit out every week. Sometimes the stars just aren't aligned today, I guess. Should we do a marathon update? I tweeted, I said, I finished the marathon. I finished it, and I tweeted that, and I said full report on Monday. And some people were excited for that. Some other people were like, finally I'll stop talking about it. So fuck all of you guys, okay? A marathon is a big thing. And I was thinking about it a lot because it sucks. And I knew how much it was going to suck. And it sucked so much worse than I thought it was going to suck. So much worse. How can I even describe the fucking... A part of me feels stupid for trying to explain like the pain and like the anguish, because it's like, yeah, but you put yourself in that position. You know, whenever I'm like, it was horrible, it was super hard. It's also like, yeah, but it's self-inflicted. So can you really complain? Can you? Because you paid money to do that. You paid money, not even a little bit. You paid like over $100 to suffer. And now you're going to spew complaints about it on your podcast. And you're going to kick everyone out of your apartment, everyone who's working really hard. Devin was here. His girlfriend was here. Fucking my friend flew in from London, Nick, who you might remember, kicked all of them out so that I could complain to you, man to man, man to woman, man to whatever, about the marathon that I put myself into, paid money, good money for, money that I could have spent, I don't know, doing something fun. But I didn't. I decided to spend it on the marathon. Let me give you a little race report. Yeah, it sucked. So, I don't know. Wasn't really nervous. Usually I get really nervous before these kind of races. So this is like my sixth race. I've done 4 halves and 1 full marathon. So this is my 6th race, second full marathon. And I always usually get really nervous the night before. But for some reason, this time I was just like, I knew I wasn't trained as much as I should be, and I knew it was going to suck ass. So and I've run one before, so I was kind of like, it's going to suck. So no need to be nervous. Might as well go wine tasting the day before, which is what we did. A little bit weird preparation for a marathon. My whole family did it too. It was their idea. I don't know. Not usually, not really like them, but we did that, which was beautiful. By the way, Niagara on the Lake is really cool. Niagara Falls as a city sucks ass, dude. It's so bad. It's like if fucking Lake Havasu decided to build a theme park and there was a giant waterfall in Lake Havasu. That's what Niagara Falls is like. It is just a piece of shit city. It really is. It sucks ass. It's so bad. I don't even know why it's like that. I don't know why. It's the weird. I'm talking about the Canadian side. I think I've been to the American side and it's a little bit better. I think maybe it's a little bit nicer, but the Canadian side is just, it's like, at least right by the falls, it's like Ripley's Believe It or Not next to a Guinness Book of World Records place. What do you even call that? A fucking store? A place? It's like a haunted house, but not scary. Right next to a Madame Tussauds, right next to her brother, Jerry Tussauds, which is also a wax museum or whatever the fuck, James Tussauds or something. I'm serious. It's a guy's name. Right next to this right next to an actual haunted house. Right next to, and all the buildings on the outside are just they're like fabricated in this fictional way to make it look like the thing. So it's like built, like they look like castles, like fake castles. And it's just a really, like, it's like a shittier version of a theme park. It's like a theme park without any of the rides. Just the creepy shit of a theme park. You know what? Devin's calling me right now. Let's see where my camera is. Yo, what up, dog?
What's that?
Where's my camera?
The big one?
Yeah.
Check in like my room somewhere, like my suitcase.
In your suitcase? All right. I'll check in a second. Thanks. All right. Bye. In his suitcase. Classic place to keep a camera. Maybe I'll swap them out when this one dies. I'll be able to swap them out. What the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, Niagara Falls. Yeah, shittier version of it. It's like take a creepy carnival and just remove all the rides, the fun part, you know, the reason why you go to a carnival, and remove all the games. No Pop Shot, none of that shit. And just keep all the shitty things, and then also put a Madame Tussauds and a Ripley's Believe It or Not. That to me is just like, why the fuck? Oh, sorry, I'm getting some text here. I should probably just put that on silent. Why the fuck does Madame Tussauds and Ripley's Believe It or Not have the best, like, real estate in every major city? Have I talked about this before? Probably, because I had the same thought after I got back from Amsterdam. In Amsterdam, right in the square, in the main square, like the highest traffic, most touristy, coolest destination, coolest in a touristy sense. Like, just like the main fucking, the middle, the very middle. The pit, you know? The seed. It's the nucleus of Amsterdam. Madame Tussauds and Ripley's Believe It or Not are there. What the fuck is that rent like? Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a month. And somehow Ripley's Believe It or Not, somehow enough people go to Ripley's Believe It or Not and Madame Tussauds to warrant that rent price. They'd make money somehow. In every major city, it's like that. I think Barcelona, same shit, I'm pretty sure. How does that, economically, how the fuck do enough people go to those places? I remember going to Madame Tussauds when I was like 8 and being like, well, this is kind of creepy. And yet grown adults will go to those places and be like, wow, it looks exactly like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, babe, look at it. It's Britney Spears. Oh, check it out. I'm going to grope her. Like, and then all of the wax statues are like a little bit off, you know, just enough to make it creepy. Where it's not that lifelike. It's lifelike when from afar. From afar, you're like, oh yeah, that looks like Britney Spears. And then you get close and you're like, oh, there's something wrong with this. And that something is probably that you're an adult in a Madame Tussauds. Why the fuck are you there? Like, just look up pictures of Britney Spears. It's the same shit. Oh my God, look at, now I can see how tall they are. Look at Tom Cruise is so short. Just, what do you mean? Just go outside and look at someone who's 5'5". It's the same shit. So fucking weird. And then Ripley's Believe It or Not. What? You think like the museums and shit that you go to are supposed to be like specific to the geographical like region, right? Like Amsterdam, we went to the Picasso museum because that's only there. But Ripley's Believe It or Not is the same everywhere, I'm pretty sure, right? It's not just like Amsterdam records, right? It's not just like Dutch records, right? I would assume so. Madame Tussauds definitely is the same. It's just the same. It's just Madonna. in every single city. Oh, look at Madonna. Wow. Anyways, what the fuck was I even saying? Oh, yeah. So now the most depressing Madame Tussauds and Ripley's, believe it or not, in Guinness Book of World Records, 3 worst fucking stores. Again, what do you call those? They're not stores. Venues. I don't know. The 3 most depressing are in, like, the one most depressing of the 3 of those, Niagara Falls, because they're all, like, right next to each other, and then there's just knockoff of those for, like, 2 blocks. My upstairs neighbor is being fucking loud as shit. There used to be a girl that lived above me that owned a treadmill. Yep. This is like a freestanding building. There's 3 apartments in this thing, and she thought it would be a good idea to put a treadmill up there and just make us deal with that fucking hell every day at 11 a.m. The whole building's just boom, boom, boom. That's what it sounded like. That for like an hour or however long she decided to run. All right, so I was going to give a race report. Yeah, right, race report. So, so basically wasn't really nervous. Woke up, had a pretty good breakfast, was feeling good. The race starts in the U.S. and then goes across the border because that's right where the border is, right? There's an American side of Niagara Falls and there's a Canadian side. And so the race, I don't know because they want to, they thought maybe, hey, we'll make it like nice and zany. I love that word, zany. So they were like, it'd be pretty zany to run across the border, right? Sure, people would love to do that. That's a neat experience right there. So they decided to start the race in the States and then run over the border into Canada, and then the rest was in Canada, which means that an entire race full of people, which was like 7 school buses full of adults dressed in running gear, had to cross the border at like 7:30 a.m., which means we all had to get our passports checked and everything. Like, we had to go through standard immigration policy in order to start this race in the States, which is the dumbest shit ever. It took like an hour. We were just sitting at the border for an hour, and then the fucking, you know what? My camera died. Guys, can you do me a super big solid here? Give me a second. I'm going to find the camera and set it up. I'm going to edit that out, but, just hold on for like, I don't know, a second and a half. There, boom, done. Okay, so this is what happened. The immigration officer, the bus, like the 3 buses in front of us, all of the runners got off and were able to just go through immigration inside. For some reason, our bus, the immigration officer got on our school bus and just stood at the front and was like, all right, phones down. So all of us were like, okay, what the fuck is this guy going to do? Is he just shoot us or something? These immigration officers, why the fuck do they have guns? Like, they're like suited up. They got like bulletproof vests on. They got guns. It's like, are there that many people like shooting at border patrol officers? Are there that many people just like trying to like just in a violent rampage to try and get over the border at the border patrol? Like, you think you'd like find a place where there's nothing, like cross a river or something. Anyway, so the guy gets on. He's standing at the front of the bus. It's like, all right, all you fuckers, you trying to get in my country, huh? Trying to run over the fucking border, huh? Is that what you're trying to do? I was like, can you not do the shitty border patrol thing? Like, none of us are trying to immigrate to the United States right now, permanently. I think we're all just going to try and run this marathon. That's kind of why we're here. So he's like, all right, pass all your passports up to the front, up to me. We're like, what? So we all had to pass our fucking passports up to the front, which means like, I think a general rule is nobody should touch your passport but you and like the immigration officer when you're trying to go somewhere, right? That's like a general rule. I think 30 people touched my passport on the way to this guy. Someone could have easily just pocketed it and I would have no idea who it was. And I would never have any hope of getting that back. So the guy's like, pass them all up to me. So we all just like an assembly line pass our passports up to the guy at the front. He stacks them. He's got like a 6-foot fucking stack of passports that he's just holding like a giant sandwich. And he's like, all right. He splits it in half, gives half to some random person, goes, hold that. Everyone's like looking at each other like, is this fucking real? Is this actually happening? Like, we're fucked. If we lose our passport, we're fucked. We're all from different places. Like, what the fuck are you supposed to do? And so he starts going through them and just reading the names. And he's like, when I read your name, put up your hand, please. Like he's doing roll call in a middle school classroom. So he goes, fucking, all right, Michael. Michael goes, and he just like looks at him for a second, confirms that his picture looks like this picture on the passport, and goes, all right, and just moves on to the next one. He went through the whole bus like that. And then he goes, all right, hold on a second. He took his fucking passport sandwich, his gigantic triple club passport sandwich, extra mayo, because he was white as shit, this guy. White as shit. Name was Tom, probably. Got off the bus and to go run the passports or something, right? Meanwhile, he gets off the bus and one person in the bus goes, sir, you didn't call my name, sir? And he's gone already. And so we're all like, I don't know what the fuck to do. People are like banging on the bus, being like, sir, can you come back? And he's just like, just being fucking Tom, walking there with a stack of passports, triple club, extra mayo, walking towards the immigration office. And everyone's like, well, I mean, sorry, dude, I don't know what to do. Maybe he like lost your fucking passport on the way to the front or something. This guy's like sweating bullets. So the guy finally comes back with all the passports and he goes, okay, you're good. And he just gives them to the person in the front and pieces, and the bus just starts going. And we're all like, wait, whoa. We don't even like, and by the time everyone even realizes it, we're like 5 minutes down the road. And we're like, if someone doesn't have their passport, they're fucked. It's back there. We're already on our way to the start of the race. The whole thing was a giant, just fucking shitstorm. Fuck. What am I looking for? Clusterfuck. That's the word. I was going to say fuck fest. That's probably not the right term. Yeah, and then it was just a big orgy after that. Yeah, everyone was kind of stressed, so we just relieved some stress and just had a big ol' orgy. It's actually the best thing to do right before a marathon is have an orgy. It's actually proven. A lot of scientists have done studies, and they've done a lot of carb load if you want. You can taper. Actually, one of the best things is just having a giant, just real oily orgy. An oil-G. Yeah. So anyways, so then the person at the front was like a teacher. And so just like roll call in a middle school, she starts yelling names and passing passports back to the person that it belongs to, right? Meanwhile, whoever the fuck's, I think his name was Michael or something, the guy whose name he didn't call, this guy's sweating bullets because he's like, I don't know if my passport is even in there. He didn't call my name. I'm in the States now illegally because the guy didn't check my shit, which means you're an illegal immigrant at that point. This guy's a fucking fugitive. And so he's freaking out. The girl calls all the names, and luckily everyone has their passports. And crisis averted. But Jesus fuck, that was just an absolute fuck fest. Big ol' orgy. So get to the start of the race. It started in Buffalo, which is a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood, by the way. Buffalo, right by the border. Fucking hell. Gigantic, just real 1% shit. You know what I'm talking about? Just 1% things, you know? You just see those pictures of mansions on Tumblr, and it's like just 1% things. It was like that. A lot of real 1%y shit going on there. A lot of really nice houses with concrete ledges outside. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, we built the house really nice. We got too many materials left over. We're just gonna build a concrete fence with like gargoyles on it or some shit. A lot of those houses, real old money shit. That's what I'm talking about. Real old money 1% shit. You like to see it. And so that's where the race started. And so gun goes off. They played the Shania Twain version of the Canadian national anthem right before the race started, which I thought was a little bit cliche. I mean, come on. What are you really? You're going to do that? You're going to play the Shania Twain version? You can't just... Right? I don't know. I just feel like that's such a Canadian thing to do. By the way, every time I go back to Canada, love it. Fucking love spending time in Canada. It's where I'm from, I'm Canadian at the core, my nucleus, Canadian. But every time I go back there, I'm like, God damn it. Everything they say about Canadians is fucking true. Everything they say, every stereotype about Canadians is 100% accurate. Every single one. And it's like, they're just so nice to a fault. And like, come on, you're going to play the national anthem, you're going to play the Shania Twain version. They just alternate between the Celine Dion national anthem and the Shania Twain national anthem. It's like, yeah, but we got to play the anthem from one of our fucking Canadian idols. You can't just play like the version off iTunes. So the race starts. Was feeling kind of good at the beginning. Got a little bit of shin splints, which I normally do. Usually I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna run through them. Took a few Advil and some Tylenol. Was feeling pretty good at the start. I feel like I always go out too hard because everyone's running around you, and I wasn't tracking my pace or anything because I just didn't really give a fuck. I was like, I just want to finish. I know I'm not in shape for this. So I'm jogging along and everyone's going pretty fast. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to keep up. I'm not going to be the dude that just like fucking fades back to the back right now. I'm going to keep up with these motherfuckers. And so I'm running along, and for the first like 6 miles, I felt pretty fucking good, honestly. I felt good. I was like, maybe this is going to be a good race. It must be the wine tasting I did yesterday. And then first 10 miles, the next 4 miles felt still pretty good. I was running now with the 3:45 pace bunny. A pace bunny is someone who like literally wears bunny ears, kind of dumb. And they carry a sign that says what time they're trying to finish so that you don't have to you look at your watch or anything. All you got to do is run with them. And you're pretty much, as long as they don't get some fucking debilitating cramp in the middle of the race, you're good. You should be able to just follow them the whole race and get your time. So I was running with a 3:45 one for the first like 30 kilometers. So the first 18 miles or something. I can't really do the conversion right now. 18 miles, 16 miles, something like that. I was good. I was going fast. And I was like, holy fuck, I'm going to get a personal best. My last marathon, I did it in 3:48. And I was way more trained than I was for this one. So I was like, holy fuck, what if I just miraculously beat my last time? So I'm feeling even better. Right? So I'm like, I'm fucking might as well go a little harder, right? It's just absolute rookie mistake. Just the dumbest shit ever. Because fucking runners use this term hitting the wall, which I'm sure I've talked about before, but it happened just the biggest way. I don't even know when it was, but all of a sudden I just remember thinking, holy fuck, I'm fucking in so much pain. And the rest of the race, which was 12 kilometers, I was like run walking. And my whole right leg was fucked up. My knee hurt, my hip hurt. So I was just limping. Like I'd run limp for like 45 seconds and then walk for a minute and a half and then run limp. That was the whole last hour. It was just, it sucked. I don't even know how I can really explain it. It just sucked. It was the worst. It was the hardest thing I've ever done, for sure. And then, so I thought I don't know how many kilometers a marathon was. After we crossed the border, all the signs started being in kilometers. Like they put up like signs as you go. So it's like, all right, you've done 1 kilometer, you've done 2 kilometers. But in the States, those are miles. So I was on track, right? I knew it was about 4 miles in the States. So I saw the 4 mile marker and I was like, all right, 4 miles. Crossing to Canada. And then all of a sudden they just fucking flipped the switch on us and they started going kilometers. So then it started going faster, and I had no idea how much of the race was left. I didn't know how many kilometers total a marathon was. So I'm like, it's now an hour of basically me thinking like, I'm going to die. I'm not going to finish this, right? And I still thought I had 2 kilometers to go because I was at 41, and I thought it was 44. So I thought I had 3 kilometers to go. And I'm like limping along, and I start to get like in the city, which is where the race was supposed to finish. And I'm still kind of like limping. And one of the pace bunnies had already finished and come back. And she was like, go, there's 100 meters left. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, yeah, there's only 100. The finish line's right there. It's right around the corner. And I was like, it's just some kind of sick fucking prank you're playing on me right now, because if so, this shit ain't funny. I know I got 3 kilometers to go, and I know I'm about to fucking pass out and die right now. So I don't know what kind of joke this is, but you're a sick human being. She's like, no, it's right around the corner. It's right there. And so I was like, and so I started running. Actually, can we back up a little bit? I know I'm all over the place right now, but I'm going to back up a little bit. So people cheer you on. People come out and they cheer all the runners on, which is a really, really nice thing to do, right? When you're out there, a lot of the times the cheering and shit, it helps. Up until the point where you start feeling like absolute shit, because then nothing can get your mind off of it. Like, I had to turn off my music because I was like, my music at that point was just noise. Like, you can't feel enjoyment. Like, the point of music is to distract you from the pain, right? So when you're in that much pain, it's just like there's nothing. You just got to listen, or the music is just noise because you can't like react to it in a positive way. Same shit as the people cheering. Earlier in the race, I was like, hell yeah. I was doing the hang loose symbol to them because I wanted to be cool, you know, like, yeah, I'm from California. Yeah, you're from fucking Ontario. Sorry. You know, I'm from out west. So hang loose, brother. Thanks for cheering me on. They'd be like, go. They'd see my name on the number on my stomach. And they'd be like, go, Cody, you're doing so well. And I was like, fuck yeah, I am. And then after I hit the fucking wall, they'd be cheering me on. They'd be like, yo, go, you're almost there. And I'd be like, I'm not almost there. Who the fuck do you think you are? What kind of sick joke is that? Almost there. I'm not almost there. Am I? Oh, am I almost there? Am I? Oh, why can't I see the fucking thing, huh? You switch positions with me right now, and I'll cheer your... That's basically... I'm not going to go any further, but that's basically... Those were my inner monologues. I'm just like, just don't cheer for me, okay? There's nothing good in this world anymore. It's just me and pain and the road and distance. That's all there is in this world right now. And then someone had the nerve to hold up a sign with a bunch of fucking pastries, pictures of like croissants and pastries on it. Which, if you know me at all, you know donuts and pastries are my damn kryptonite. It's like my favorite shit in the entire world. And just seeing them on the page and knowing how far that was from being a reality in my life was just the most depressing thing ever. And then, after that, some old lady sitting on her porch cheering the people on. I was running by. At this point, I was pretty much alone because everyone was spaced out. It was like probably around the point where I was like super exhausted. She's sitting beside her husband or something. They're cheering people on, and she goes, "You're doing okay." That's what she said. You're doing okay. Which is just like, I don't even know if it was worse or better. I don't know if but I just had a moment where I was like, God, I am only doing okay. That's all I'm doing is okay. She goes, you look okay, maybe. You look okay. What the fuck? I don't know. It's just confusing. I can't, I'm not like really communicating right now which things I liked and which things I didn't like. It was just all kind of a blur. Just pain. That's all it was. And again, I know this is self-inflicted. And I also want to say, I do very much appreciate when people cheer on and stuff like that. I'm just saying, there's that point in the race where you're like, all right, nothing can make me happy besides finishing this fucking thing. And even that didn't make me happy. I crossed the finish line and I was just in pain for like 3 hours afterwards. My dad had a really bad race too. He went out way too hard, finished, and then was just fucking puking into this bag on the side of the road. They fed us chocolate milk afterwards. It's like the first thing they handed us was chocolate milk. I don't know why, but it tasted really good. But milk right after a long, arduous thing like that, I don't think is the best thing, because I think like 70% of people throw up afterwards. So my dad's just puking chocolate milk into this bag, and I'm just like sitting on the ground, can't even move, just 1,000-yard stare. Don't do a marathon is basically, I think, the lesson here. I'm not doing one again for a very long time, and when I do sign up for another one, which I know I probably will, I'm going to train way harder than I trained. So yeah, that's the story. Niagara Falls sucks, and marathons suck. And I'm sorry if I talked a lot about the marathon over the past month and a half, but it's over now. I did it. I got the medal, and I will be wearing the medal to all the things I have to do over the next few weeks, meetings and such. I will be wearing that medal because I'm very proud of the fact that I fucking finished. What else is up? Oh, so I was making the fucking playlist for the race. I realized the night before that, like I said, I wasn't really thinking about it. So I realized my mom was like, what are you going to do? What are you going to listen to? Like when you're running? I was like, oh, I don't know. I guess I don't know. The only thing I have on my phone is my own podcasts. And that would probably make everything worse. So I was like, well, I guess I gotta like rush and make a playlist. So I'm sitting there like 8 p.m. My parents are already asleep. I was staying in the same hotel room as them. And so the light, it's pitch black, and I'm like picking songs. And I got into this like really weird, like underground rapper black hole where I was just started just discovering fucking weird ass rappers that this is the thing that I don't get right now about like underground rap is why does every up and coming underground rapper have to feel like they have to out weird the last one? Do you know what I mean by that? Like they all have progressively weirder, harder to pronounce names, and they all wear weirder things, and they all progressively look a little bit more weird. I don't know if it's something to do with like this, just how saturated rap is right now, that the music isn't enough. They have to fucking have okay. So Lil Xan is someone that I have listened to. I actually like his music, right? And the first time I ever saw him, there was like a holy fuck, like a a moment where I was like, Jesus Christ, this kid looks like he's 13. He's got kind of a baby face. I don't really know how old he is. Probably 19, something like that. He's got like pretty pale complexion and a baby face, and he's got a face full of tattoos. He's got like, I think like 3 X's under one of his eyes. He's got candy written under one of his eyes, and now he's got one over top that says Zanxiety or something, and then he's got this big, and they're all black. They're all like super black ink, like my fucking tattoos on my legs. So it's jarring, right? The first time you see something like that, you're like, why? So many questions. Why? What? Now, the only thing you could be, I think, is a rapper after that point, right? I mean, I don't know. What? The sky's the fucking limit. I'm not judging at all. I'm just saying it's jarring. You look at that and you're like, holy fuck, which I think does something. If you're trying to work in entertainment, that little moment right there where people like look at your, just general look or face or whatever, and they go, holy shit, what's going on? I think that helps because it's like the share factor, I guess, right? So I think that's what it is. Then I looked at his buddy. He's got this buddy, Zan Frank is what he calls himself. And I clicked on his name on Instagram, and he has a giant portrait of Anne Frank tattooed on his cheek. Look it up. His name's Zan Frank. Zan Frank. He's got a big portrait of Anne Frank on his cheek, which, again, not judging at all. I wouldn't get that tattoo. And I know, like, I'm sure, like, a lot of people wouldn't. I don't think it looks bad. It's just, like, jarring. You're like, holy fuck, that's not something you see ever. This guy got someone else's face tattooed on his face. So now it's like, which face do I look at? He's got 2 faces. He's got a face on his face. He's got a smaller face on his face. And it's like, when you're talking to him, which face do you look at? The smaller one? Face junior? Or face senior? It's crazy. So that's like, holy fuck. And I sent it out to a couple people. I'm like, look at this guy's tattoo, which, then maybe people will check out his music and whatever. Then I fucking found this guy named Scarlord, who is like a scream rapper from London. Like he wears a face mask with a zipper on it so that his tongue can poke out. I'm serious, dude. And the name is spelled Scarlxrd. So then I'm like, it's great running music because this guy's just screaming into the mic, and it's like trap beats. It's like what people wanted XXXTentacion to do. There's another name. There's another fucking weird ass name. Like, what the fuck? Scarlxord and XXXTentacion. And now there's this other dude, 69, that's spelled with a 6 and a 9. He's got 69 tattooed all over his face. He looks like a fucking, he looks like a clown that does meth. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what it is. These guys just keep trying to out-weird each other. And it's like, well, you know what? Actually, you know what? I think my name, because me and Noel, rap a little bit. And our group name is Tiny Meat Gang, but now I need an individual name. And I think I'm just going to do the same shit. I'm just going to name myself all exclamation marks and just like let people figure out how the fuck to say that. And I'm just going to I'm going to just wear like I'm just gonna wear like a potato sack around me so that you can't even see anything. I'm just a big walking potato sack named That's how it's pronounced. Yo, dude. Yo, you heard that new track? That shit's sick. It's actually super chill music. That's what I'm gonna go for. All exclamation marks, pronounce and just really mellow, like Bon Iver type rap. Oh man, I don't know. So I just got in this weird black hole of rappers trying to. And you know what the craziest thing about Scarlord is? Scarlord, I think that's how you pronounce it. This dude used to be a YouTuber. For some reason, I think I just YouTube his name Scarlord because I wanted to see some of his other music to see what other songs I could add to the playlist or whatever. And some shit came up of him like when he was a YouTuber, and he was like this, like lip piercings, kind of like. He didn't really seem like that much of a fuckboy, but he kind of had that look. He just did this stupid vloggy shit, like he was friends with like Casper Lee and whatever, and he would just do like the sit in front of the camera and be quirky. He did that. That's what he did. And then now he's like this scream rapper who's got like a neck tattoo and fucking black fingernails and wears a face mask with a zipper on it. I don't know, man. This whole thing's very, very just confusing. Mostly. I don't even try to understand it. I'm just like, well, I'm sure that's not the weirdest thing we're going to see this year. I'm sure it's just going to keep getting weirder and weirder. You know who I really fuck with? You know who I really like? Ski Mask the Slump God. I love his music, man. And everything, every little snippet he puts out on his like Instagram and shit, just seems like he's just getting better. Like there's an Instagram video of him that he posted where he like holds up like I don't know, you know of it if you're a Ski Mask fan. It's like a video of him playing a snippet of one of his upcoming songs, and it's a fucking banger, dude. Shit spanks. Let me tell you that. Shit spanks. Yeah, so that's what was going on there. Made the playlist, was way too short, but I didn't really end up listening to it anyways. I also got a call when I was fucking in Niagara. I got a call from the guy who runs the place that I do my P.O. box at, right? So, I opened this P.O. box probably a little bit over a month ago, I guess. And I just talked about it on the podcast. And so you guys sent me a bunch of shit, which I'm very appreciative of. Appreciative of. And so Kelsey and I went and got everything from the P.O. box, and then we did a video together, and then I posted the video on my main channel. And we got a fuck ton more packages. So the guy who runs the P.O. box place, it's like a private place. It's not like a U.S. Post Office place. It's just like a dude. It's like an independent, mom and pop, I guess, P.O. box, mail room, whatever. So the guy calls me and he's like, hey, you got to come pick up your packages. You got like way too many. And so if you don't pick them up, we're going to close your mailbox, which is fucking crazy. So I think Kelsey's going right now to get the shit. I think she's going to come back with a whole bunch of packages. And if she does, maybe I'll open one right now on the podcast and just see what's up. We want to film another video where we open shit. I know those videos are sometimes a little bit boring, but I feel like you can make them interesting. Like last time I added a little counter, just like tallying up the shit that we got. And I think I spiced it up a little bit. So what else do I want to talk about? Oh, I was watching a lot of Viceland. Viceland? It's like Iceland. I don't know how to pronounce it. Iceland? Viceland. The channel by Vice. They have it on Air Canada flights. And so I was watching some of the shows. 1 second, I got to respond to this. 15 minutes. I got to wrap this up in 15 minutes. My homies. So I was watching some of the shows, and it kind of sucks. Like a lot of the shows on there suck. That's all I had written down in my notes. But let me describe it more. I don't even know why I want to talk about this. Really, I just want to hate on a network. They do a lot of good shit. I like the Party Legends show. I don't know if any of you guys seen that, but basically the premise of that show is they just get like celebrities and comedians to tell a really crazy party story, and then they have animators animate it while they're telling it, and it's really, really cool. it's just like I like hearing these candid stories from these people that you'd never really expect. And then the animations are really cool. Sometimes you'll get someone with like a really shitty story, and like you can tell even the animators like struggle to make it funny. Like, who was it? Oh man, I forget, but the story was so bad. Basically, the story was just about how him and his buddy brought these two girls home, and the music was really bad, and so they had trouble hooking up with them. That's what the story was. It's like a 10-minute long story of this guy just like saying that, and eventually I was like, all right, when's the funny part gonna happen? And the story was over. But then you get other crazy stories like, damn it, I can't remember anyone's names right now because I saw them for the first time. Like Theophilus, is that his name? His artist? He had a great story about how he fucking, I don't know, was like running from the cops with drugs in his pocket or some crazy shit. So anyways, that show, great, love it. But then I was watching Tyler, the Creator's new show, Nuts and Bolts, I think, and then I was watching, there's another one called How Funny, I think it's called. It's like it's like a documentary like series where this guy like goes and just like sheds light on what it's like to be a struggling comic, I guess, and like open mics and just comedy, like the background, I guess, history, stuff like that. And again, it just felt like forced. It almost felt like it was trying to be cool, you know? And I feel like sometimes Vice can get that way where it's just like, yeah, we're cool, man. What do you mean? We're Vice, fucking cool, liberal. We're super, you know, just laid back and cool. And eventually you're like, all right, man, you know, it's the dude at the party that comes up and like way too eager. What's up, dude? What's up? Does the hang loose symbol, you know, like me during the race. That was me being all fucking Vice out there. Yeah. So what else is up this weekend? We got a big old weekend this week. We got a bunch of people flying in. It's going to be fucking exhausting. I got a couple video ideas that I want to do. My last video, I posted it on Wednesday, so I guess we haven't talked about that yet. That shit, me and Noel, where we watched the 21 Savage and Jake Paul carpool karaoke shit, and then we just like made fun of it for a while. That video is like my most liked video in a while, so that's dope. Appreciate you guys liking that one. So probably we'll do more videos in that same vein coming up. We got a bunch of people flying in. We're probably going to carve some pumpkins this weekend. We might hit Horror Nights. You know, it's Halloween, baby. It's Halloween, and you got to embrace every second of that shit. I love Halloween. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to be. I think we might go as referees or something. I'm not sure. I'm not really part of the costume committee. But yeah, should be a good fucking weekend. Let's read some damn DMs. Let's see what's up. How's your guys' week going? Cool, that's great. Good to hear. Let's see. Shout out to, this one's from Shay. SSSSSHAE. Shay. Shout out to Insanely Chill for easing my plane anxiety. Nothing like hearing life is just killing time between meals at 30,000 feet. Yeah. You're welcome, Shay. That's the truth, though. Life is just killing time between meals. That's what it is. It's just the shit you do to distract yourself from the fact that you're not eating. That's what life is, man. That's what it is. I had some real good meals this week. Speaking of Toronto, I want to give a quick shout out to Toronto. Toronto is a great fucking city. It was my first time ever there, spending time there as like an adult, where I could like walk around and, you know, be an adult, and it was great. It was a really, really nice city, very clean, it seemed like it was very trendy. People just seemed generally happy, a very diverse city. It was great. The funniest shit, man. On the last day, so we did the marathon. The next day I woke up so sore, could not even barely get out of bed. And my parents, I've talked about my parents before on the podcast. They're very, very active. They're active parents, right? I had this whole bit about what it's like having active parents. Here's another little anecdote of what it's like. So we wake up on Monday, and our plan was to drive back to Toronto. And then I was like, what are we going to do in Toronto? And my parents were like, oh, we're going to walk around. And I was like, what? Yeah, we're going to walk around. We're going to walk around? Yeah, we're going to walk around. Oh, we're going to walk around. We're going to walk around. Yeah, because I can barely stand up out of bed right now. But yeah, we're going to walk around. Yeah, we're going to walk around. What are we going to do? We're going to walk around. Oh, we're going to walk around? We're just going to walk around. Cool. Yeah, no, let's walk around for sure. And we ended up doing that. That was the worst part, is that I just always, one time I flew home for Christmas or something, and I was like, I woke up, I wasn't feeling too good. My dad's like, you want to come to the gym? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come to the gym. He's like, all right, what are we going to do? And I was like, oh, I'm just probably going to run. He's like, you want to lift with me? I was like, no, I don't want to lift. He's like, you're probably going to lift. I was like, no, I'm not going to lift. I'm going to run. I'm not going to lift. He's like, you're going to lift. I was like, I'm not going to lift weights. I'm telling you to your face right now that I'm going to run, and that's all I'm going to do. And the fact that you're even saying this right now makes me want to lift less. There was a chance before where I would have lifted with you, but now that you're being a dick about it, no chance in hell I'm going to lift with you. You're going to lift. I'm not going to lift. I'm going to lift the weights. I'm not going to lift. I'm not going to lift. I'm going to run. Sure. Yeah. You're going to lift. I'm not going to lift. Fast forward 30 minutes. What do you think I'm doing? Just fucking guess. I'm lifting. Yep. And I had a moment where I was like, God damn it. How? So it's the same shit. They're like, you're going to walk around. I'm like, I'm not going to fucking walk around. You're going to walk around. You're going to walk around. I'm not going to walk around. I'm not going to walk around. I'm not going to walk straight. I'm not going to walk side to side. I'm not going to, sure as fuck not going to walk around. You're going to walk around. I'm not going to walk around. Fast forward 45 minutes. Huh. Really enjoying this walk that I'm currently doing. God damn it. So we're walking around, which I've now said 4 billion times. And a lot of like cool, trendy stores. I forget the neighborhood we were in, but I remember we go into this one store, and it's like real, like, how do I describe the fashion? Real LA joggers, hoodies, cool plain hoodies, cool jogger. Like the guy in there looked like he was like a Drake, like backup dancer or something. That's not a really good way. He looked like he would be kind of like in Drake's crew, just like a no-name dude. Was dressed real cool, like kind of understated a little bit, but black joggers, black hoodie with like white strings, like a black like rolled up beanie, and then like maybe like one earring and like, you know, some knockoff like Yeezy type shoes. You know, those like soft shoes. And so he just like looked kind of like cool. Right. And me and my dad walk in there. We're both just wearing like my dad, especially, he's wearing like a down jacket, and just, you know, he's not dressed poorly, but he just doesn't look like this guy. Right. The guy's like, what's up? Welcome to like Anchor and Steam. You guys know about our brand? And we're both like, oh no, we don't know about the brand, but I'm sure you're going to tell us. And I was like, yeah, well, we're a local brand. Everything's made here in Toronto. And we're just like, do we look like we're that interested? Do we really look like we're going to buy something? Actually, no, the guy was talking to my dad. I was the one like looking at shit, and the guy was talking to my dad. And was like, yeah, we're, local. Everything's made in Canada, and we actually have a collaboration going with Adidas. And my dad's kind of just like zoned out, like, dude, what? Like, why are you chirping my ear off about your brand right now? If I wanted to know, I'd ask. Right? If I was interested, let the clothes speak for themselves. If I was interested, I'd ask. He's like, yeah, everything on the rack is a medium. It's like, I know, just look at the fucking tag. Like, what? I don't know. And then we left. It was actually a cool brand though, and I wish I remember the name, because I'd give them a little shout out after I just fucking ripped on one of their employees for 2 minutes. But we left, and then we go get margaritas. Okay, so at this point it's about 4 p.m. We've walked around plenty. I'm in a lot of pain. My knee's flaring up, and we go to get margaritas, and it's about 4 p.m. And it's my fucking upstairs neighbor again. Jesus. So we drink the margarita. We finish about 4:45 p.m. now, and the dinner reservation is at 6 p.m. So I look at my mom and I'm like, "What are we gonna do now? We've walked around, we've done that, and now we've had a drink. So now what are we gonna do for the remaining hour and 15 minutes between now and dinner?" And she was like, "Oh, there's an MEC right down the street." MEC stands for Mountain Equipment Co-op. It's like a Canadian store, and they do like hiking gear, tents, bikes, fucking any sort of like rugged outdoor activity, or even any sort of physical activity. You can buy shit there to help you do that activity, right? So she's like, there's an MEC right down the street. And I was like, okay, what? So we're just gonna go there for an hour and 15 minutes? She's like, yeah. It was like, we're one store. We're gonna spend an hour and 15 minutes in that store. She's like, yeah. And sure enough, we went to MEC for an hour, and I sat in a camping chair the whole time. And my parents were like discussing like sleeping bags and tents and like comparing shit. They didn't even buy anything. We were there for an hour. Nothing was purchased. Everything in the store was looked at. Nothing was purchased. Sports equipment store for an hour. And then we went and had dinner, and it was really good Italian food. And it was a good time. It was a really good time. Toronto was a great city. Niagara, not so much, but it was a great weekend. Really good to see the fam. I got another marathon under my belt. Not doing another one for a very long time. But I filmed it, so I should, that'll be the last you hear about it. After I edit together a video and post it, then that'll be the last you ever hear about this marathon. I was still reading some DMs. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, we hit 70,000 subs on the YouTube channel for Insanely Chilled, which is fucking crazy. So shout out to all of you guys who listen to the podcast. You're my little podster chode beans, and I love all you guys. Do I? I don't know. But 70,000 subs is a huge milestone. We're gonna hit 100 pretty soon. That's dope. I'm gonna have 2 plaques, one for the pod, one for the main channel. Come on. Any energy gels? I ate a fuck ton of those when I was running. There really just isn't any good DMs or any good mentions here. Let's see if I got any. Come on. Do you like peanut butter? If so, crunchy or smooth? That's the type of fucking question I need. I love peanut butter. Crunchy. Do not fuck with smooth peanut butter. I do, but way less than crunchy. Way less. You know what I watched on the plane? Which is, this reminds me of that. No, it doesn't. It's unrelated. Completely unrelated. I don't know why I remember this, but it's the new Spider-Man. I watched that on the plane here, and I didn't finish it. I was kind of into it by the time we landed. But it started, and I was like, what is this? What is the story of Spider-Man? Now I've seen like 6 different stories. Who is Spider-Man? Who the fuck is Peter Parker? Now it used to be Tobey Maguire, and now it's this new kid who's like 14 or 15 or something. Who the fuck is what is the actual story? What's the one Spider-Man story? Are there multiple? Let me know. Blow up the comments, fam. Let me know what the fuck is the deal with Spider-Man. That's what I want to know in the comments. Last time it was Rick and Morty. I wanted to know what the fuck the deal with that was, and y'all let me know. That the fans can sometimes be annoying. Now I want to know what the fuck is the deal with Spider-Man. Do you know? Look at this. Wait, why do you have a bin? Look at this. Can you see? Kelsey just walked in with a whole bunch of shit. If you're watching on YouTube now, right now, you can see. Hold up the. You what?
I kicked it the entire way.
Kicked what?
There's another box downstairs.
There is?
Kick it.
Oh my God. We got so much shit. Do you want to just open one right now? Oh, this is from Sephora. This is definitely makeup.
Let me just run downstairs and get it.
Okay. What do we got? What is this? Some of this. Oh, Jesus, fuck. The label to this one says, Cody, I'm subscribing you to every, and there's a T, but it cuts off. I'm assuming that said everything. So that should be good. Can't wait to get fucking yacht magazines in the mail. Actually, that'd be kind of nice. Yeah? Did you have to pay for it? Oh, you lost it? I lost the key to the mailbox and then...
They put me on the list of people who can pick stuff up.
Did they really? Sick. Here, let's just open this one real quick. Real quack. And then here. Hold it, you talk.
Hey guys.
What's up, guys?
Oh, what's up?
This is something that's fucking stupid. Oh, it's a diaper.
Aww.
Oh, because I'm old. It's a diaper. I got a diaper. Good. Thank you. Gets funnier and funnier. Don't laugh. It's not funny. This is just going to encourage them to do this shit more.
This is stupid. You could be a baby for Halloween.
Or like a real elderly person.
Oh, you around.
Yeah. That'd be cute, actually. We could do that. You could be my caretaker. You kind of already are, honestly. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. If you sent some of this shit, thank you. And if you didn't, why not? You know, still no Cheez-Its. I'm sure they're in here somewhere. They are, really? Follow the Twitter, @insanely_chill. Follow me on Instagram. Give it a rating on iTunes. You know the deal. And I'll see you guys next time. Any last words?
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Yeah, there you go. You heard it there. All right, bye.